Good greetings everyone, Rusty Dog here, and this is another video about killing Thargoids on your own. I've done another couple since the last video, and I've done a couple with some of my wingmates, either two of us or three of us and four of us and whatnot, and yeah, it's getting to be rather, I'm not going to say easy, but it's easier than it used to be. So since the last video, some things have changed. Slight changes in fire groups. And I'm just going to have a quick glance over, because I can't remember if I made any outfitting changes. I've certainly changed the livery. But in the hard points, again, for multi-cannons, I think it's fair to say that the missiles, you just don't need them. So yeah, I really hope Frontier don't nerf these now, because these will be ideal for basilisk hunting. Also, the remote release flak launchers, which are there just for in case I want to use them. I tend not to use them, but they're there anyway because I have the space. I'm not going to bother with anything in there. Utilities is same as before, 4-point defense. The shutdown field neutralizer I've added. I took off the heat sink for that. And if I can catch the Thargoid in time, I'll be able to prevent the EMP pulse that it gives out. And of course the Xeno scanner, which you need. I think that's it. I don't think I've changed any optionals. 2 fighters, none of them are AX fighters, just standard ones, because they have the point defenses on them, so they can survive a bit longer, and also they distract the swarm, which is why I don't use the anti-flak stuff. Now I've got 2 module reinforcement packages, but I've noticed on returning from the Thargoids, one of them's been 100%, so I might only need the one. So it could be in the future I'm going to take one of these out and replace it with a 4D hull reinforcement package, and that should put me back into the 7,000s, especially when modded. So the big change here then is the fire groups. And there is a reason for it. If you remember watching, if you did watch my last video about my first solo Thargoid kill, I was complaining about, well, how I commented that one of the things that was an annoyance was when you had a shot lined up and the multi-cannons weren't firing because they were all reloading at the same time. And that was vital seconds being missed, because by the time they'd reloaded, the Thargoid was off screen and my chance was gone. So I've got round that. Whether that it's proven effective because I've taken down a Thargoid with it, so it does work, but it's all to do with the fire grouping, and it's this. Okay, these are the fire groups. And we use fire group 1, 2 and 3 at different stages during the Thargoid kill. So we go in with fire group 1 and we fire 2 sets of multi-cannons. Now these are the top 2 on the Anaconda, which is why they're on the bottom. Yeah, but these are the top 2 multi-cannons, and the Xeno scanner is there. So first we jump in, we do the initial Xeno scan. Once that's done, then we start firing on it, but we only start firing on it with the 2 multi-cannons. Now each of these multi-cannon clips holds 100 bullets, let's say. So I'm going to use up around half of those. Doesn't matter if it's 60 or 50 or 45, as long as it's roughly around half a clip. Sometimes just using that half a clip on with 2 cannons is enough to open the first heart, believe it or not. I've had that happen. The moment we've used up the first half of the clip, I'm all over the place here with the buttons. Then we go to fire group 2. Now we're firing on all weapons, and we have the shutdown field neutralizer ready. So these 4 are firing. Obviously these 2, because they're half empty already, are going to run out first. So they'll reload, and these 2 will keep on firing. When these 2 are ready to reload, these 2 will keep on firing. And in between those 2 times, when neither of them are reloading, it's all 4 being fired at once. So I'd rather go with this, if you like, 2, 2, 4 combination. The bottom 2, the top 2, and all 4. So it's a 2, 2, 4 firing sequence, as opposed to a 4 and then a 0 where it's reloading. So there's constant fire on the Thargoid all the time. That might prove more valuable with the Basilisk, because it regenerates faster, a lot faster, and providing constant fire onto the Basilisk might prevent it regenerating so quickly. So that's the thinking behind that. Plus, as I said, the whole point is to never have a point where no guns are firing. There's always a gun firing. After the third heart has been destroyed, it's time for the Thargoid to release its EMP. It'll start lighting up. Hopefully I'll have the Thargoid on screen so I can see that. I think there's an audible warning telling me that there's an energy pulse, so hopefully I'll hear that. And then I'll hit the shutdown field neutralizer, which I have already successfully done once, to prevent the EMP, and then I can carry on firing. Should I decide that the swarm is giving me some grief, I can use fire group 3 to use the flak launchers and still have the multi-cannons firing at the same time. But I've never used fire group 3 yet. So that's the thinking behind that. Let's go and get one. I just want to make sure now that I've cached everything in so far. Yes, I have. And my crew is enabled. And it is. Alright then. Let's go and get one. So you can see my thinking there. This is just the way I want to do this. So I never have that period where there's no guns firing, because that's really the worst.
Ship uncoupled. Moderate speed on exit. Caution. Unsafe maneuvers will not be tolerated.
Yes, well, needless to say, I can't believe I got that fine. I wasn't the one that was recklessly flying. This one was the one that crashed into me. Was all over the place. Anyway. Right, so let's just ramp up the power a little bit. And we'll just stay here. It won't take long for one to pop up, I shouldn't think. And if we're flying in a straight line, it should be easier to get back to the station. I'm just going to go at a really low, slow speed. Alright, let's see if it's a 5. It's a Basilisk. No, I won't be taking that on. Let's put the engines up a little. No Basilisks, that's not happening. In a wing of 4, yes. I'm sure now that we've got the Anacondas, Class 3 weapons, all multi-cannons, I'm pretty sure our wing will be able to take down the Basilisk a lot faster than we did the first time round. Okay, is it 5? It is. So at the moment we jump in, we spring the weapons out straight away. Okay, weapons out and ready with the scanner. Oh, there you are. Okay, so I just wait. Finger on the scanner. Hello. Okay, now he turns away. Now I'm going to bring out the ship launch fighter.
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership, Commander.
It's going to back off a little way. Weapon management 411.
All clear, Commander.
And empty half empty the first clip. There we go. Switch to the second fire group, and that says done. Now when the heart opens, you'll notice that I don't go to my left hand panel because I have my fire group, my subgroups, sub-targets on keys, and I find it doesn't distract me from what I'm doing then. Let me just swing the ship around so I can see what's going on. That's the first heart gone. Okay, so now she's going to bring the shields up. You don't need to tackle these, I don't think. Wow, there's no swarm. Did she take? She couldn't have taken care of the swarm. So there's the shields. We don't have to fire at them. So now we retarget the Thargoid, or we just target another heart and see if it's that one. Okay, let's fire at these shields anyway. We've got plenty of ammo to do this. Okay.
Taking damage. Hull integrity down to 50%.
She's lasting a little while then. Oh, and that I did have the right heart selected. I'm just going to nail her on it while she's got me here. There you go. Reselect.
Things were a little hairy for a second there. No more hostiles detected.
Oh, she's lasting really well. I can't select the Thargoid. There we go.
The ship's taking a beating. Not sure how many
Now,
more
these caustic missiles, they are gonna
lost the fighter, Commander.
hit you at some point.
Stand by for deployment. Fighter is going live.
I'm getting too far away.
Fighter is online. I'm ready when you are.
Could do with some more
My shields are
weapon
down.
capacitance anyway.
Commander.
I'm going to target another heart. Down to 91. I got rid of 2 hearts already. I don't suppose that's too bad.
Under fire. Hull at 50%.
Hang in there. Oh, and I got the right heart as well. Yeah, she got too close there. I was unable to target at that range.
Not gonna last much longer, Commander. Hull is almost breached.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh wow, she's too close to me. I need, yeah, you can't be too close either. You really need a little bit of distance. There goes the heart.
I have no shields, Commander. Need to take evasive action. The fighter just brought the big one, Commander.
Ah,
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership, Commander.
that's it. I think I got the neutralizer ready.
All clear, Commander. Put me in the thick of it.
Yeah, I almost didn't catch the neutralizer there, but I did. Now there's only one heart to go, so I might as well target it. There it is. Down to 62% already.
Taking fire.
Always try and fire about a second before you need to, because it takes that long. It takes that long for the weapons to spool up. I need to be closer. You do so much damage when you're closer, but not that close. You can be 3 kilometers away, and you know, you stay 3 kilometers away, and the moment you boost,
Under
she
fire.
flies
Hull
right
is
past you.
50%. Not gonna last much longer,
Yeah,
Commander.
1%
Hull
on
is
the
almost
heart. I should have had that. That's it. No, it's just her now. I'm starting to back off a little. I've got to get her shields down now. I will take more caustic damage, but I will ride that out. There was no EMP pulse today. Okay, she's definitely out of range now. And my fighter's still out there as well. That's the Thargoid. This is not going to go well. Yeah, I wanted you guys to see the explosion, really. That's why I was staying there. But that's cost me some caustic damage. But again, we're fine. I don't mind about losing the fighter. And we're still lined up with the door. Yeah, I really wanted to see that explosion. So there we go, we got 76 on the hull, including the caustic damage, whatever that's doing. 75, but we're going to make it back easily, so it's no big deal. So it wasn't a long kill, it didn't take too long, and staggering the weapons, I think, works fairly well.
Delacey, Romeo Uniform Sierra, please submit a standard docking request before attempting to land.
Yeah, that tends to be the way.
Directly for Bay 02.
02, that's at the beginning. I'm going to need to slow down here. And not forget to pay my fine. Okay. I did think it overshot. I need to be higher up so I can see the dot. There we go. And as you can see, I've only lost, since I got the caustic damage at the end, I've only lost a couple of %. And that's how it's done.
Docking successful. Perform landing checklist. Good to have you with us, Commander.
Okay, so the usual then. Do the triple R here, refuel, repair, restock. The 3 R's, do the integrity. Don't need to do the paintwork. I'm going to leave it. Now into contacts. Pay the fine, thanks to somebody else being an idiot. And I'll get my 1.68 million. Yay, there you go. Because the rest obviously goes to my fighter pilot. And that's that. Should we do another one? Why not? I was lucky there to get the field neutralizer. It was only because I actually had the guide on screen and I saw it light up in green. I don't recall hearing the message. It may have played, but I don't recall hearing it. I just pressed the field neutralizer. You just press and hold it down and it'll release at the right time. And I prevented it. So there was no point there when I was just stuck, sitting there doing nothing, helpless. That just didn't happen. So let's go and do another one. Might as well. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a change from 4 of us in a wing, spending an hour or so to take down a Cyclops. Coming back to the station, rearming, going back out, and now we're nailing these in 10 minutes solo. It's kind of crazy, but I guess that's the power of these class 3 multi-cannons. They're just absolutely lethal. And you probably notice 2 things. First is that the heart gets exposed quite soon, quite quickly, and once it's exposed, it kind of stays exposed for a while because it's relentless pressure, so the exertion stays, because I'm always firing on it. Where if you remember back to the other videos where we were in a wing, the heart would be open, we'd get down a couple of %, and then the heart would close again, and that's probably because the Goid had a bit of time where nothing was hitting it and it closed the heart off. But when there's just me to hit it, and it's not flying around and we're all chasing it, I can focus my fire on it and just keep it on there all the time. So I guess that might be making the heart stay open all the time. Now I need to make sure I'm back in primary fire group, because we're going to be staggering the weapons. This is a thing I came up with and I just thought it would work for me. Alright, let's see if we can find the Goid. He's probably going to find us, to be honest. Okay. If there's no Goid here, it's not exactly a 5, is it? I think it's a bust, this one. Let me get the hard points out. No Goid. I think we're going to have to... I think we'll have to go and get another one. Yep. Yeah, we'll do that. Strange, isn't it, the frame shift? You can press it and get a mass lock cancel, or you can press it and say, well, you're disrupted by a certain amount and I'll just charge up slowly. But we've got 4-point defenses on the ship, 2 above, 2 below, and I see them firing off quite a few times, so they're certainly doing their job. I maybe want to put 1 extra pip into weapons there. Alright, we have a signal source. I didn't see it on the screen, so there it is. Let's see what it is. Well, we know it's going to be non-human, and it's a threat 5. Let's have a look. The practice for me on this is to be able to try and fire within the reticule more often than not. I do need to practice on that. Okay, so we're going to do the Xeno scan. Okay, so it looks like it's got a fried egg and 2 sausages for a symbol. Okay, and while it's floating away, we're going to get the little fighter out.
Stand by for deployment. Fighter is going live.
Okay, now we're going to empty half a clip into the Goid.
Heli presence online, awaiting your orders.
Whether the heart opens or not is irrelevant to me at the moment because I'm just interested. There we go. Okay, now I can concentrate on the heart opening.
Mayday, Commander. Taking fire.
Already. Right, I got the heart and I've targeted the heart, and now it's a question of nailing it. I wonder if when it's on its side like that, it makes the heart a lot more difficult to hit.
Enemy wiped out. Awaiting further orders.
What enemy? You see, I should have had that first heart done by now. I should have, because I've allowed it to close because it's not getting, the Thargoid's not having any pressure put on it. So I allowed that heart to close there.
The ship's taking a beating. Not sure how much more of this I'll be able to handle. The fighter just brought the big one, Commander.
Yeah, I was going to release the fighter there, but then I had second thoughts about the timing. But I have to release it at some point because otherwise I'm going to be the brunt of the swarm. I do find it difficult to line up that reticule sometimes. Okay. Now let's get the next fighter out.
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership, Commander. Fighter is online. I'm ready when you are.
There's the point defenses.
Any more of this and I've had it, Commander. Hull is critical. Fighter is down, Commander.
See, I don't mind that she does this because that means that she's going to be right in front of me. She's just lost her shields. Sometimes more often than not, when the Thargoid is so close, I can't see the orange target ready to kill. There you go, that's how you take a heart out. And there's the caustic damage already.
Hold tight, Commander. Fighter is going online.
Yeah, I'm not doing as well on this one as I did on the last one.
Be in the thick of it.
But you can't be complacent with these things. You can't assume because you got two, you're not, you know, that you'll automatically kill the next one, because it doesn't really work that way. You might get a particularly nasty one. I don't mind bashing into it either. She seems to be hooked on me at the moment.
My hull is critical. Repeat, hull is critical. Fighter is down, Commander.
See, I'm too close to take the heart. Too close. The reticule jumping. I should be making... Alright, now that she's whizzed past, I'm going to deploy again.
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership.
Now, this is the third heart, I think, so...
I'm hit. I'm hit. Fighter is clear of the mothership.
Fighter is clear of the mothership. You just said you were hit. So after this heart then...
Shield's gone, Commander. I need help immediately. The fighter just brought...
Have you noticed how the fighter's communication always lags behind what's actually happening? She'll say, oh, my shields are down and my hull's not doing too well. This is when she's going to do the pulse, I think. Oh, did I miss it? I did, I missed it. I thought I got my timing right there. Okay, well I'm going to be in for a little bit more damage then, that's okay. So now the next thing to do is the moment we're back online is to release a ship-launched fighter.
Roger that. I'll take care of the mothership, Commander.
I think did I spend some time shooting at a heart
Be in the thick of it.
that wasn't really there? I don't like my my hull right now, but I do only have one more heart to go, so
Mayday, Commander. Taking fire.
I may end up in my 30s here on the shields. Ah, shields, you know what I mean. When Rusty says shields, he means hull. When Rusty says hull, he means shields.
Commander.
Unless, of course, when he says shields, he means shields, and when he says hull, he says hull. But you guys are smart enough to work it out what I'm talking about.
Not gonna last much longer, Commander. Hull is almost breached.
She's running. Yeah, this is the problem with the Anaconda. You get a boost on, the Goid comes towards you because it knows you've boosted, and the Anaconda's a bit of a slow ship.
Things were a little hairy for a second there. No more hostile.
It's a bit of a slow ship, so you can't really, you know, pitch it downwards quick enough. Okay, that's the last heart. I'm going to try and keep her. Oh no, I was going to try and prevent the shields coming up, but that's not going to happen.
I can't find any trace of the fighter. Think it's down, sir.
Well, that would be an explanation. She's trying to get distance. Right, her shields are down. Now we're down to the last 10%. And that's it. Right, I will get the explosion. Told you. I told you I was going to get the explosion. I was going to make sure of it that time. So my only big mess up there was not getting the EMP, really. I wish I'd got the EMP. I mean, whether there was going to be an audible message or not, I don't know. But I just released it. I released the field neutralizer when I saw the Thargoid going green. Because after it goes green, it pulses a bright green, and then that's it. You're neutralized. So a bit of practice on that, I think, to nail the timing. But as you can see, the caustic damage is not doing anything to the ship. If I was in danger, let me just wait till all this crap's finished. If the caustic was going to threaten my ship, then all you do is silent running, boost and boost, and get your ship temperature above 200%. Once it hits 200% and above, your caustic damage will burn off, and then you can go back to normal running. And that way you can get rid of any caustic damage without coming back to the station. $38, that was quite a difference compared to the last one, which I came back with 73, something like that, 73%. So they do all go differently, and I might get one worse than that sometime. I might get one worse than that, so you just don't know. And we'll just get paid. And now the 2 million has become quite a nice little earner for 10 minutes. Alright, so the good thing is you can do it in an Anaconda, so you don't need any rank to get vets. But I've got a feeling that while I believe the current meta is to have an Anaconda with 4 multi-cannons, I think that meta will change back to the Corvette if and when Frontier release huge hard points, huge AX weapons to be more specific, and to be even more specific, huge AX multi-cannons, which will be dishing out even more damage. So Cyclops will be probably, down to 5 minutes. But for now, this is the way to go. And if you don't want to wait around for weapons to reload and having nothing to fire, then do the staggered approach like I did. Have fun. Don't risk too much out there. You know, if you think you're going to lose the fight, forget it. Come back, regroup, repair your ship, and go and get another one. It's not worth the rebuy. 22.6 million on this one, which I think is pretty good. I've seen some way up into the 30s for their rebuys, and that's because they have the 8A power plant, and I've got the 8B, which is 100 million less, and it has more integrity. It does weigh more, but for that extra 64 kilos, I think it is, I really am not going to bother. It's not going to bother that much in the fight. As you can see, even in my hands, a Cyclops is very doable. So enjoy your time out there, guys, and girls, whatever. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.